Welcome back. The World Bank has disclosed that no fewer than 4 million Nigerians were pushed into the poverty trap the first 6 months of 2023, with another 7.1 million were expected to join the conundrum if properly targeted measures are not taken to manage the impact of fuel subsidy removal. Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss this World Bank projection, what the federal government must do to mitigate the situation. Many thanks for joining us, as always, Mr. Sobowale.
Pleasure to be here.
All right, so are you surprised by the World Bank report? Aren't we in a state of economic depression already?
I'm not surprised. I'm angry. They are prophets of doom. And they are, how do I put it, shedding crocodile tears over our misfortune. Whereas they started it. We took the World Bank loan during IMF, they are almost the same thing, during the Babangida regime. And the conditionalities for the loan has ruined our economic future up to now. You see that report by the World Bank, they are pressing us for, at last, removing the fuel subsidy. But they know the social and political cost of that can ruin our political system totally. They are not interested in that. You see, when the World Bank gives out a loan, fiscal reforms, yes, you have balance of payment stability. That's what they aim at. And then, ideologically, they want you to practice democracy. They call it governance. But most importantly, they want you to settle your debt arrears internationally, which is to their own sector.
Okay.
They want you to settle that. And more important to them is your repayment viability. And the logic is that so that other people can use the loan. In the banking system, if the bank lends out money, there's a repayment arrangement between the bank and the customer. And then you have security so that the bank is not left naked if the repayment goes haywire. What if the project is viable, self-paying, can knock off the security? Because the bank will get its money back. This World Bank has never thought of that. And it has crippled and ruined many economies. The best example is Sudan and Somalia. They tried it in Europe too, under the EU, and Greece threatened to default. So they had to lessen because the EU had. But now they have immigration problems in Europe as a result of this World Bank conditionalities, which have crippled so many economies that people are fleeing across. And colonialism and World Bank conditionalities. See, our nemesis is catching up with them. But now, I'm happy for one thing. The man in charge of Nigeria now, Tinubu, and the American consul then wrote a book, Financialism, getting water out of an empty well. And the theme of that was that the banking system, under the guise of capitalism, was crippling the world economy. And they made analogies of the US economy and the Nigerian economy. Now he's president. So I leave him to face them.
Okay, yes. I mean, it's good that we're talking about the man in charge. I mean, today and tomorrow are public holidays. We know RAM was used to be 150,000. He's now saying, well, I couldn't even buy chicken to celebrate
that one is because of fuel subsidy removal.
But it's also...
This is what these IMF people...
Exactly.
They are commending him for that too.
Yes, they're commending him.
They are not interested in the social cost of that too.
But Mr. Sobowale, they are talking about the window of opportunity that could have a transformative impact on the lives of millions of Nigerians that would establish a solid foundation for sustainable and inclusive growth. Now we're looking at
for a long time.
Yes, but a lot of people are now wondering, is it maybe a case of what comes first, chicken or the egg? Maybe we should have looked into the palliatives. What would ease the burden on Nigerians before setting fuel subsidy into motion?
Asking for compensatory transfers to the poor. They are talking of poverty alleviation, but they created accelerated and how do I put it now? Magnified the poverty. That's why I say they are shedding crocodile tears over predicament. They have always seen our funeral in the future. Now, Tinubu has been bold to now take a step. And now you have come out to say that between January to June, 4 million people are going to poverty. Until December, 7 million. Is that encouraging? Whereas you are commending the man. The guy knows the social cost. We know we are suffering. We are the victims of the policy. But for once, Nigerians are given their own president some confidence.
All right, Mr. Sobowale.
Only at long last will get us out of the rot.
Yeah, if I may come in now, when Nigeria defaults on payment, especially when it comes to its loan, can we actually blame the World Bank for that? Because we were given certain conditions to adhere to. There are also negotiations towards those conditions as well. But can we truly say, due to our own domestic policies, that we fail to live up to the expectations?
You see, you have to look at it contextually. And countries differ with each other, but they have broad yardstick. They do not. They sit in New York, Washington. They don't even know about, they just, okay, maybe now. They Google to know where this country is. All they are interested in is the repayment schedule. They don't even think of the social consequences, political consequences of. Look, there was a book I read by a Chinese American, a professor, World on Fire. And the theme there is that any country where democratization and marketization, where they go hand in hand, will create upheaval, social upheaval. Nigeria is an example, Kenya, Somalia, Sudan. And the consequence, I'm telling you, Nemesis is catching up with these people. Although people are not going to America yet, but EU and America are the same thing.
Yeah.
They are the bedrock of the IMF and the World Bank. In the immigration crisis, yes. They are even talking now as if black people want to take over Europe. But they created the poverty at the home of the black people that is driving them to their doorstep.
Yeah.
What sort of people are they?
I mean, we've spoken about how this report in itself could be, like you said, crocodile tears. Not necessarily they've applauded the president for taking. I appreciate
the report.
Thank you.
But I'm telling you, it is dubious.
Yes, but let's look at the recommendations.
You can't be weeping at our funeral when you kill the person who's been buried.
Okay, but let's look at solutions for the Nigerian people. They are recommending specific and critical measures to build on the government's bold start. They're also expanding social protection to protect the poor and most vulnerable.
You don't need any lessons from there on this. The man in charge knows what to do. Do you get me now? Okay. How many people have been in charge since Babangida? Military, and the thing has been getting, nobody dared remove that fuel subsidy. You heard what the former spokesman of the former president said the other time. Very, very extravagant information.
Yeah.
That his boss delayed removing the budget, the fuel subsidy, so the party could win the election. Trying to delegitimize the election of his own party man. Whereas, like I said yesterday, the former president never wanted this new president to come in because he introduced money, currency issues with central bank, from which we have not recovered from till today.
Yes.
But it's only a brave man, like the man in charge now, who knows what he's up to. I can do what is. You see, we can only pray that the palliatives will come in time. Because people are getting, the suffering is getting worse by the day.
But couldn't those palliatives have come sooner rather than later?
How can they have come sooner? Are you living
because
in Europe?
No, because we've been aware that this false possibility was going to come into effect.
Do you expect him to remove it the time he removed it? I said earlier, before they came, because people like you wanted him to commit political suicide. I said you should remove it from day one. And that's what he did. So, and people I thought there will be uproar now, there will be anarchy, but people are still a bit patient, trusting for the first time. And I wish him well.
Very good, very good.
So we don't need any extravagant advice from the World Bank or now to get out of our sufferance.
Very good. We'll leave it there and we'll see how it goes. Dayo Sobowale, Rise News analyst, many thanks for your input on those.